What's up guys, this is Mike, the Detroit Borg, and today we're going to take a quick look at the Retina display on the iPad 3 versus the iPad 1 and 2, specifically the second generation, although iPad 1 had the same resolution. Now briefly covering the specs here, the iPad 3 has an LCD display with a resolution of 2048 by 1536 with a PPI of 264. Now the iPad 1 and 2 had the screen resolution of 1024 by 768 or 132 pixels per square inch. Now again, that's 264 versus 132. Effectively, this doubles the resolution, which quadruples the number of pixels on the screen. But the most important piece of data here is PPI, which is the number of pixels crammed per square inch. By Apple's definition, the iPad 3 is a Retina display when viewed from a distance of about 15 inches, meaning the human eye can't discern pixels at this density level. Now, it's nearly impossible to demonstrate the true quality of the display through a camera since moire, exposure, and white balance will distort the real-world experience, but this should hopefully illustrate some of the differences, but I encourage you to experience this for yourself in person. Now, both the iPad 2 and iPad 3 feature IPS or in-plane switching LED backlit LCD displays with the same level of brightness, but the iPad 3 does exhibit noticeably warmer color tones. So in effect, the iPad 2 looks a little more bluish or a little more white. However, the iPad 3 colors are substantially richer and more saturated, which further enhances the depth and fidelity of images, especially when viewing photos, video, or games. I could detect no differences in off-axis color quality with either generation of iPad, so both can be used effectively from any angle. Looking at the Retina optimized icons really close up, especially those grouped into folders, really reveals just how much detail can be seen on a Retina display. On the Retina display, you can even see the linen backdrop in the folder icon and details on individual app icons. Corners are more rounded and fonts are more fully rendered. But ultimately, the most important impact of the Retina display is not in colorful or sharp images, but in text rendering. Text in all font sizes is smooth and clear with no blockiness or blurred edges. This makes reading websites and ebooks less fatiguing on the eye, and finally turns the iPad into an excellent e-reader. This makes the iPad the ideal web surfing device since all text is significantly sharper and more readable, more so than any other LCD display this side of the Retina iPhone, including a laptop or desktop. However, web images and graphics are still on their own, and most have yet to be optimized for higher res iPads. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.